everyone. Welcome to the Absolute Chaos. We have my guest here, Jen, tonight. Jen, so what does allyship mean to you?
It means that when I drop my pants, you have to instantly want to be on your knees.
As you guys might have noticed, we're doing a solo stream tonight. We don't have a guest, and this was actually, funnily enough, by design. Jen knew that she was going to be tearing her goddamn hair out, what remains of it, by the end of today.
I'm so fucking tired.
Because as you guys know from our last stream, she's been setting up the, virtual school station for her little one.
Here, I'm actually drinking tea because we're going to spill tea.
So tonight
there's actually like sweet tea in there. That's what I had for dinner.
So I hope that at least one of my F-bomb counters is in the chat. I love you guys to death because this is going to be some fun tonight.
I'm so fucking tired. I'm fucking tired.
Oh, I see Sam. We got one of the F-bomb counters in the chat.
Thank you, Sam. I should have prepared myself for this. I know it was, I know how to make an appearance. I should have readjusted my sleeping schedule more than 3 days before I had to start getting up at 7 in the morning again.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to ADHD, Jen, come on. You and I both know about how long you got to adjust shit.
I forgot that it was coming up. And the teacher calls me and she's like, Monday, and I was like, this was Thursday. And I was like, shit. Fuck that. I knew it was the next Monday, but I didn't realize it was Thursday. That was the day that we were on. And I was like, fuck, that's 4 or 5 days. Shit.
So, you want to talk about, because you were spilling some tea in my DMs over the last couple of days. You want to tell me about the shit you were telling me about in my float, Because, I disappeared for a minute, and there was a bomb going off in my phone when I got back.
Let me start from the beginning. Okay.
All right, so first off, let's at least talk about the state that you're bitching about. That way people
I am in Tennessee. I'm in Tennessee. Who is the final state in getting their shit together? Always. So it starts with, they sent out a survey to parents on if they want their children to do traditional, go back to school, hybrid, or virtual. Hybrid would be 2 to 3 days a week in the class and then the rest at home. Okay. Right. Yes. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but 1334. Yeah. So.
Okay, we'll have a very different kind of stream if you get Jen on that topic.
Yeah, we'll have a totally different topic. So, they sent out this fucking survey shit. Half the parents don't fucking get it. They don't even get the fucking thing. One. Okay. So, they broke it up. They said that literally 60% of these parents wanted their kids full-time traditional. 60%. Middle of a pandemic, mind you, they sent this fucking survey when Tennessee was surging in cases. 60%. And something 54% of the fucking staff wanted to go back to work. All right. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna have them do virtual. So a couple weeks later, we get an email that after a meeting with their stakeholders, they decided to wipe hybrid. Oh, we talking about the fucking virtual schooling shit, which we talking about that shit today. So they decided.
By the way, which I highly invite you to share some of your own stories if you're comfortable. I will pop them up in the chat if you do.
Yeah, please.
If you don't want to, you don't have to, though.
So they met with their stakeholders, and then the stakeholders decided that virtual wasn't cost efficient. So they just wiped virtual all fucking together. So either Ruan, thank you. No, I'm from New York, and the way we speak is the way we say, we see things. We don't actually go through pronunciation. It's oh, that's what it looks like on the paper. Fuck that. That's what we say. And then you're lucky if we pronounce it right.
If I recall correctly, that's either an Irish or some sort of Celtic name, and the spelling for those can be an absolute bitch anyhow. So thank you so much.
You would think that with my Irish family, I'd have gotten that shit. No,
I mean you're New York.
Yeah, I'm New York Irish. It's a completely different kind of fucking Irish, right? So they wiped the virtual altogether. So now you send your kids to school all the time, every day, or you have them for a full virtual. Now I'm watching these stupid motherfuckers. I had to go to Walmart, right, to go pick up my kids' fucking glasses. Because to say what the fuck you want, but their eye vision center is fucking amazing. And these people are standing outside of the door where people have to walk in front of you with their fucking mask pulled down. Not one of these fucking kids, not a fucking child under 17 had a fucking mask on. Not a fucking one. I was like, I ain't sending my fucking kid. Because you know kids, they're going to lick their hands and scream, Corona, and fucking chase each other with it. You give your kid a mask, it's like, wait, you didn't come home. You didn't leave with that mask today. Oh, no, Timmy had a cooler one, so we traded. Like, you know this is the shit that kids are going to do, right? All right. So, we figure this shit out. I'm going to send my kid, I'm going to have my kid virtual right back there. All right, we figure this shit out. I don't hear shit from these people for a month and a half. Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Exactly. like exactly. So, I hear back. I get an email from the school. I finally get a fucking email from the goddamn school, right? And they're talking about you got to register your kid for a laptop. Fine. So I sit there and you got to watch a video with your kid that's like fucking 10 minutes long and shit. And they send this shit at fucking dinner time. What the fuck? All right, fine. We watch the fucking video. I pull up my phone, watch the fucking video. And I'm filling out the form. And they start talking about this protection plan for the laptop. You can now, mind you, it costs $35. You can only buy the protection plan at the time of registration. You can't buy it later. And you can't be refunded for it. Now, mind you, we live in a Title I school area, which means that a certain percent of our kids are below the fucking federal poverty line, enough for the school to receive additional funding. So you're going to hit up poor ass parents about a fucking protection plan for a computer that you got to buy right then and there. All right. Buy the fucking protection plan. No, Lisa, it's Queens. Well, all right, so I'm weird. I grew up in Queens, but my mother's from Brooklyn. So I don't sound like the nanny who literally grew up a block away from me, because where my family was from is what it influenced me. Like, my son doesn't have a Southern accent. He was born here. But his accent's actually very neutral. But I sound more Brooklyn than I do Queens. So
Jen, you're at over you're at over.
Oh, I'm gonna get fucking worse too, because this is where the shit begins, right? So I fill out this fucking shit, right? And they're like, okay, we're gonna notify you on when to pick it up. You gotta go to the school to get this shit. All right, I go to the school. They get you in this fucking parking lot, which like. They must have found people that failed the test to be teachers to direct the fucking traffic into this parking lot. Now, the parking lot's fucked up, right? The parking lot's fucked up to begin with. You got this parking lot, right? And there's 4 fucking exits. I'm sorry, there's 4 fucking openings. But you can only enter from the one all the way at the fucking end, or the fucking bullshit ACAB motherfucker. She's a cop. She's a fucking pork belly fucking bacon smelling bitch likes to fucking sit in the front of the goddamn fucking building and pull anyone over who just accidentally pulls into the wrong fucking entrance. Alright, cool. So you go all the way around. Driving. Where the fuck do you pick up this shit? In the back of the building by the first fucking entrance. Okay. They got
you broke one of the F-bomb counters.
Cone. There's a fucking opening that is barely the size of the hood of a fucking Prius to get through, right? And then they got these lanes. Now they're telling cars to park 6 feet apart. What? Bitch, I'm in a car. All right, fine.
I just wanted to say I am so sorry, Allie Lee. Like, I completely understand. I'm high risk also. I got it. We're freaking thanking our lucky stars and every one of the gods that I got out fine, because both me and my hubby got in the hospital. Take good care of yourself. You might even be able to get some sort of accommodations from your school about like seating arrangements or other things in order to do like hybrid or something like that. It's always worth checking with the financial aid office to see if there's anything, especially if you can bring doctor's documentation.
A trick that a lot of kids I know are doing, they're finding a class that's like maybe 1 day a week that's worth like 2 credits, and then doing the rest of their classes online so that they do have a physical class, but the rest are online, so it limits their exposure coming in.
Well, and it's always worth checking with the financial aid office to see if it's possible to do hybrid or online only classes with documentation for your health needs. Because like when I was dealing with health problems, they let me do online only for certain classes. And they also let me do sort of a thing where a friend of mine would bring a webcam in who was in the same class and let me watch.
Nah. They're not doing that no more. They're not doing that no more because peep this. They're telling federal workers that their doctors cannot tell the jobs that they can't come in. And you can bring a doctor's recommendation note.
Can I do 10:30 instead?
No, you cannot do 10:30 instead. 10 o'clock, you got school tomorrow. I don't want to hear. No, go. I'm in the middle of a show right now. No. No, I'm not going to beg and please. 10 o'clock. You are cute as hell, but it's not going to work. Go, please. I'm in the middle of a show. Jesus.
Sam is a valiant keyboard warrior counting your F-bombs, man.
Sam, we fucking appreciate you.
We stand Sam.
But yeah, they're telling federal workers that your doctor can write a note asking for you not to come in, and they're denying them. Yeah.
Allie, even though you've got studio classes and stuff, it's well worth talking to disability services, like Fire brought up, and it's well worth talking to your financial aid office because sometimes, in some cases, they are willing to help you, especially the financial aid offices. Like I've noticed that most of the time, they're the ones that are most likely to go to bat for you. Like, because I worked with mine and they were trying to keep me in the school.
Since I had to deal with that. So,
Jen, you're on a fucking roll already.
So we get into the parking lot, right? And I'm just looking at, because I got like two people in front of me. Because it was like the first morning where you can pick them up. So I was like, I'm going to get this shit early, get it out of the way. So I got like two cars in front of me and I'm watching the staff. And I'm watching one of them.
Sorry, I didn't see Comrade's post. I saw Fire your reply, so apologies.
I watched one of them when she was not going up to cars with parents, had her mask below her nose. Like this, like talking to other staff members, like right here. And then she would go, mind you, she had no gloves on, but she's, handing shit to people all the time. She would go, and when she was walking up to the car and I got a mask, hold on. I have one actually right here. So like, she was like this. I'm going to fuck up my lipstick. She's talking to staff members like this. But every time she would go back to a parent's car, she like from the fingers inside would do this. Every time. And I'm watching the principal have her mask below her nose with her staff. So I'm like, all right, okay. So
So you want to hear a funny joke, by the way, that's been going on in my house? My freaking friend. So we've got the boarder who lives downstairs, the friend, right? So he's the one who's got the liver problems and everything. He's been saying to people, and like this is awkward as shit, but like it's an actual like law here currently that you have to wear a mask. He'll go up to people and like when they have their mask below their nose, they'd be like, he'll be like, would you wear your pants down around your ankles? If people don't want to see your dick.
Yo, I said that. I was like, would you wear your dick out of your pants and stop putting your fucking nose outside of your mask? Like, for real. So this kid had to be no more than fucking 19, comes up to the car, right? And she's like, can you fill this out with your kid's name, your name, whatever. So I fill it out. And the way my son's name is spelled, there's a way that an R can loop into another letter, making it look like a different letter. So I made sure to like separate print his whole name out, just to make sure, because I know I can write fast and things run over. So I very neatly and spaced the letters. She comes back out with no fucking computer. We can't find him. We can't find a computer for him. What? When did you register for it before August 1st? I'm like, I registered for the computer on the 13th when everybody got the email. She's like, oh, that's weird. But they'll call you when his is ready. So I go back. I call the fucking school. Now, mind you, my kid has been in the school 6 years. 6 years. And he's like the little fucking mayor. He knows everyone. My kid knows more people at that school than I do. So I call him up and I'm like, the fuck, right? This stupid bitch spells the fucking name wrong. Doesn't come out to double check with me if that's the proper spelling. Just tells me, oh, your kid isn't in the system. And when she asked me about registration, she was talking about registering him in the school system, not for the computer. She fucked up. Now I gotta go back. So I go back. I get this fucking computer. Left it alone. Start getting these emails.
We got a pantsless revolution going on in the chat right now.
I mean, I'm fucking down for that. But I go back and pick up the fucking thing. I just kind of fucking left it there, right? We start getting these fucking emails that parents are having problems connecting to the internet. Do you want to know what the school's solution is? You have to drive to the fucking school with this fucking laptop, right? Connect to the school's wireless, and only then can you download the updates that's needed for the computer. Alright.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it.
What the so fuck, right? Bad. Like, why? What could somebody do if you give them free access to Windows updates? What conceivable fucking Russian election rig can you fucking do by giving someone access to fucking Windows updates?
Well, and what I told you was that, like, it's not even as though freaking school Wi-Fi is even all that goddamn secure. Like, the administrative passwords for most shit in my old school are the same as they've ever been for 10 fucking years.
So, apparently, the updates and system changes to the computers are blocked and can only be done on the school's network. Right, Carpathia? Oh, no, the fucking 8-year-old's gonna hack them. And what the fuck? So, no, this shit gets better, y'all. Shit gets better. So I open up his, and he can connect online, which is great. I'm like, okay. The update went through with the Chrome and the Zoom and the snipping tool and all the fucking add-ons. Mind you, they had a virtual parent schooling that's 3 fucking hours long that you're like death by fucking PowerPoint, and they expect kindergarteners to sit through a 20-minute fucking video on internet safety. What fucking 5-year-old do you know is gonna sit in a chair for 20 minutes and watch some dumbass Sid the Science Kid fucking rip-off video about fucking shit that they don't know what to fucking work with? How many? None, right? Fucking 0, right? All right. So, but can you do that through an update? Because you can go through selectively and like say, okay, I can't make changes to drivers, I can't make changes to DOS, I can't make changes to programs, but you can select that anyone can have the updates. So I was like, all right. I got them up and working, but I look at the updates and it said that there's still critical updates. There's still updates needed. Going, it's not working. In the process of this, I go to plug in my kid's second monitor. This shit ain't fucking detecting. Why? Because they have some Windows basic fucking graphics card. Now, mind you, there's an HDMI port on the computer, which means that there is a graphics card for a second monitor. I don't know what the fuck they did, like they rolled it back or some shit. So it's like, all right, I go into the device preferences to go to update the driver. You can't update the driver without administrative privileges. Go to plug in a fucking external graphics card. You can't add software, which means you can't add cameras. You can't add fucking nothing to this shit. All right, so I see these fucking updates, right? I go to the school. They tell me. Log on to your kid's shit. Restart it. Give it 5 minutes. The update should come through. It should reboot and reboot again. I restarted this shit 7 times. Nothing pushed through. So I was like, all right. Fuck it, he can get online. He's got Chrome, he's got Zoom, he can access his Google Classroom, all that other shit. I'm gonna just fucking take the shit home and I'm gonna put in a ticket to tech support. Cool. I'm gonna do it for the updates and for the monitor. So they use Zoom. And they want all these kids to use one of the Zoom virtual backgrounds. So I pop up a Zoom. And I go into that. Right? I shouldn't have even had to restart it once. Like, the fuck, right? So, and just like the updates never showed up. They never showed up on the school system. Never. They just never went through. The fucking computer sat there like fucking with its fingers up its own fucking HDMI port that don't fucking work. Just sitting there. So I get back home, right? Oh, socialist, we're getting there. I get back home. I'm like, all right, he said he wanted the orange. Orange is the new favorite color, so he wanted the orange virtual background. And I go to unclick use this with a green screen, and it said the system's not compatible. Now, I know Zoom, therefore I don't fucking use it. So, right? Okay, so I look at the chipset in the computer. Now, I know in order to use a Zoom virtual background, you need a 4-core processor or higher. It has to be an Intel i5, i7, 7th generation or above, or an AMD Ryzen 5 or 7. It has to be at least a 4-core processor. I look up the processor. It's a fucking Intel M8, 8th generation. It's a fucking 2-core. This shit, the fucking system isn't even built for the fucking requirements. But the teachers got virtual backgrounds, so the teachers think, and this fucking former beauty queen, plastic jewelry wearing fucking bitch head of the fucking virtual department thinks that just because her system fucking works, everybody else's does. Now, I had an encounter with this bitch today, too. Y'all gonna hear about that. All right.
Ooh, this is gonna be new tea for me, too, because I know some of these stories.
Oh, my God. All right.
You guys better have entire pitchers of tea just ready for spilling. Like, this is gonna be the Boston Harbor by the time we're done.
So, put the fucking ticket in. I will not forget this time. 3:58 yesterday. 3:58, I put this fucking ticket in. I was like, all right, I'm going to get him signed into all his shit. The Zoom loaded nicely, which I was like, okay, that was simple enough. So I go to get him on his Google Classroom. And they're like, you need a fucking Google account. The fuck? They never sent us anything. Nothing about a fucking Google account. So his teacher, I got to give it to her because she's like she's the former librarian at the school. So I've gotten to know her since he's been in. She's the sweetest fucking woman ever. And I shoot her a text and I'm like, look, I'm sorry to bother you on a Sunday. I just want to make sure that he's, taken care of. She's telling me this is his account number. This is his Google account. This shit is saying there ain't no motherfucking email. Like, I even tried sending an email from my account to the one she gave me. Comes back as fucking no address, right? So I'm like, yo. And I'm sending her screenshots. I'm like, yo. This is the shit that's happening. They gave them the wrong spelling on the sheet. They forgot to add an S in the fucking email address. So now she had to go through and recontact all her fucking parents that the emails are fucked up and this is why they can't get on. 3:58, I put that ticket in, right? 3:58. I still haven't heard back from somebody. 9:53 p.m. next day. Now, I'm going to just tell y'all the tech shit and then we're going to get into the classroom. So, he does his school day. He's able to get on. It was a half day. He's able to get on, sit with Zoom, doing his shit, right? Did really well. I spent all fucking day. They have one fucking help desk number. Phone rings. His mailbox is full. So they got the Zoom link. Click on the Zoom link. It's the same bitch that gave the virtual training with the big... She had... Y'all, in the training, she had on this green necklace, right? With these plastic balls that were so big it looked like somebody's nutsack that suffered from fucking elephantitis. Like, they were these giant titty-sized green dollar store plastic balls around her neck.
Were they ball size or titty size? Like, we are now confused metaphors.
In between. Like
so they were
half of one of these just around her neck, right? And she had this...
Press F to pay respect for yourselves, chat. Jen just broke you.
And she had this, it was this mix of... Y'all remember the bowl haircut? Like the page boy bowl haircuts? Like back in the 80s that just did the thing? It was a mix of that with them old school Italian grandmother hair. Yo, this shit was terrible. So I'm just like, all right. So I'm sitting there watching this bitch. She had the thinnest lips too, which really freaked me out because it was almost like watching somebody talk with no lips. It was like, And I'm like, yo, where the fuck is she talking from? Like, okay. Like, her neck is hidden with the plastic balls on her fucking neck. She ain't got no lips. Her fucking hair is some weird octagon bowl-shaped travesty and bad fucking tinting. And I'm like, okay. All right. No, fire. She ain't have hoops on. So I link up into the Zoom shit, and this bitch answers the room. I'm not even kidding. She got another necklace on. This one's white, because purity, y'all. Purity, y'all. She got this white on, right? And I'm telling her what the problem is. So she's like, all right. She sends me into a breakout room. And I'm telling this dude. I'm like, yo. So this is the problem I'm having. The updates won't push through. I can't get the monitor to detect. I'm like, if I could just have administrator access, I can literally fix this shit on my own. This guy looks at me and goes, no problem, Jericho. So this guy fucking looks at me and goes, oh, this is out of my scope. I can only help people with passwords and things. You sound like you probably know more about this than we do.
Can I please get an F
this
to
is a
pay
tech
respects for
helpline.
Jen's
Why?
sanity? Can we get an F to pay respects for Jen's sanity, please?
So this is a help tech line for why? Like, they literally have a sheet of paper that tells you a fucking login and password, and that's all they could fucking help you with. So he tells me that I could take my motherfucking ass down to the school that they got text. And mind you, this shit is at 2:30 in the motherfucking afternoon. I could take my ass the fuck on down to the school. They have text there between 1 and 4 p.m. I hang up on the Zoom call. I call again. I call the fucking helpline again. But this time I was shady. Right? No shit. Like, I'm like, yo, this is what I need to do. I was like, I need administrator access. This way I can push the updates through myself. I can update the driver. I can get his monitor working. I just need fucking administrator access to do this. Because then I could just fix this shit and be done with it. So I call this fucking helpline, right? But I was shady this time. Instead of fucking just pressing 0 for the helpline, they said if you want to connect in Spanish, press 6. So I did that. And they brought me to an operator. I'm like, I need tech support. So I called tech support. Oh, well, that tech line isn't pick. I'm sorry. All we can do here is passwords. This is the fucking help support that they fucking told you if you're having problems with the kid's computer to call. The only thing I could do is put in a ticket. I was like, I put in a ticket fucking 24 hours ago. Well, they're really busy, but you can go up to the school. I said, are they going to be up at the school tomorrow? Oh, we don't know yet. We're waiting on an email to confirm that. Right. Nah. So I call the fucking school. And I'm like, so how does this shit work? Like, do I just walk in the front door? Is there like a separate entrance that I gotta go in with? She's like, you come in the front door, you put your name and phone number on a piece of paper, and then you go wait in your car outside. There are 11 people here now waiting. So you want me to take my whole motherfucking afternoon to go sit in my fucking vehicle and wait for someone to call me? 24 hours with no fucking tech support, no tech support answer. Like, I could pull that shit up right now and it says waiting for a fucking technician. Still, over 24, we're maybe about 16 hours right now. Yeah, they're tech support. They can tell you fucking passwords. Right? All right, cool. But you got 11, 12 people. They got one tech person out at each school. One. Now, my kid...
By the way, just for a quick pause for a sec, you guys think you're mad now? I'm going after J.K. Rowling on Thursday. You guys are going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to get another special Jen rant for that one, too.
So, my kid's school is actually one of the lesser populated ones in the county. You
Which
already got
tell you on a scale of 1 to fucked how fucked everybody in your goddamn county is.
Right. So you got one tech support person per school. There's already 15 people there at fucking 3 o'clock, an hour before. Now, you know at 4 o'clock, they're just going to say fuck you and go home. So this is an hour before they're supposed to shut down this shit. They got 15 people fucking waiting. All right. So that's the tech end. But I get the kid up and running for school and shit, right?
Oh yes, you do. Don't lie to me.
Fuck you, Fire.
You wouldn't be here if you didn't need this much anger.
You wouldn't be my friend if you didn't need fucking anger in your life, Fire.
This is true.
I mean, come on.
Hey, you're not that angry in my life, but then again, that's because you're trying to make me not
Hold
angry.
up, yeah. So, okay, all these people talk about they hacked this, they hacked that. Can y'all fucking tell me how I can get in and fucking update this goddamn computer and update the driver so that this fucking monitor, like, registers, please? Because he's, like, looking on this 14-inch fucking screen and it's fucking ridiculous. Can y'all fucking tell me how to do that shit? So my kid, you know, gets...
We love you, Fire.
Love you. So my kid gets... he starts up his school day, right? Now, like I said, I'm not blaming his teacher at all, because this is not her fault. This isn't her fault. They literally gave her a fucking PowerPoint presentation on how to work Zoom and fucking threw it at her with 15 kids. This isn't her fault. She's, and I know this woman. I've known this woman for years. I know, but that's the thing, Asman. I can't reinstall the computer because the school system website is on their network. So all the updates that they already pushed through, I wouldn't even be able to connect on. I wouldn't even be able to connect onto my home Wi-Fi if I fucking rebooted it. Yeah, holy fucked it. Like, they completely fucked us over. Like, even if you factory restore the computer, you wipe everything about the school from the computer if you wipe it from start. So you can't even do that. Like, they won't even count their attendance. What about my tongue clicking?
Okay, Silas, because of the fact that YouTube is a prude, I'm going to tell you, you have permission. Yes, it's actually the video for this week rather than the stream. I'm bringing the gang back together to go after J.K. Rowling's latest and greatest BS.
Noodles, get off the
Transgarter and Christy Abbey and Jen are all going to be in on it. If there was a little more material, I would probably have invited a couple of the other folks as well. But unfortunately, this is like... she basically decided to be like, I'm going to give a word back before they can take it from me, which is basically like, you're fired. No, I quit. That's basically what it is. We'll talk about it at the end because I want to let Jen tell her story.
Why the fuck is this cat on my table right now?
Because she loves you.
Oh my God, is he severe? He's really sitting on that bitch. He fucking knows he's not supposed to do that shit.
He loves you.
Y'all see this shit? The disrespect I face all motherfucking day because asshole cat that got stuck in a fucking birth canal don't know his goddamn name because he's fucking brain damaged. I love you, Noodles. Come here. This motherfucker don't even know his name. So, and like I said, like, she's trying to answer emails while she's trying to get 15 fucking 8-year-olds. I know, right? That's why he does it. While she's trying to get 15 fucking 8-year-olds into a classroom, learning Zoom, learning how to get up on their shit, she's got to fucking respond to emails because parents can't figure out how to log shit in because the school left us fucking high and dry. Now, this is definitely the kind of woman that I know she's probably still up 10 o'clock at night answering emails. She's that kind of fucking person. She's that kind of teacher. She's always been really sweet and goes above and beyond. And I'm not in any way going to fault her because she's just as unprepared as fucking any one of us are. That's Mr. Noodles, Carpathia. And it's not that he doesn't give a shit, is that we really think he got stuck in the birth canal and he just doesn't know better. Like, there's something wrong and he just doesn't know better. So, kid logs on. Shit is cool. These parents don't read fuck off for shit because I'm hearing babies crying in the background. I'm hearing parents scream for their other children across the fucking room. These kids just yelling out shit. Ain't nobody fucking muted. Ain't nobody motherfucking muted. And this poor teacher is by herself. Mind you, they're making the teachers go into the school building to do this virtual school, to do this virtual schooling. So this shitty ass wireless that won't even fucking pick up updates, they're now maxing out the bandwidth, doing kindergarten through 5th grade, 2 to 3 virtual classrooms of 15 kids a day. On top of the kids in traditional schooling who need their laptops, who need the wireless for everyday shit. So the fucking connection's cutting in and out like a motherfucker. What, socialist, what's wrong with my tongue clicking? I do that all the time. What is wrong? What the fuck is wrong with that? I do that shit all the motherfucking time. Seriously, don't come here and being like, your tongue clicking and the way you speak and the way your mannerisms are is concerning. There ain't fucking shit wrong with me, and tonight is not the motherfucking night. It's not. Anyway, these motherfucking kids, and I'm not gonna blame the kids because it ain't their fucking fault, but they're just screaming shit out. Ain't nobody fucking muted. She can't figure out how to fucking get the sound from that same 20-minute fucking internet safety video. They played that shit again today, right? And like, yeah, I know it takes like, right? Oh my God, like, and it fucked me up that they're making them come into the school building to do virtual schooling. And then I found out that like his teacher, they're going to be making her do librarian staff shit. They're making her work in the cafeteria. They have half their fucking staff to begin with because half their fucking staff walked out. Because the safety standards aren't up to par. So this poor woman is trying to wrangle parents contacting her about login information, parents trying to set things up on their own computer so their kids can attend school, 15 fucking 8-year-olds that, you know, an 8-year-old can't fucking sit still, especially the first goddamn day of school, trying to figure out Zoom on her own.
We're already 36 minutes in. We're pushing up on breaking the F-bomb record for this goddamn show. Like, this shit ain't getting monetized. Like, no way in hell.
And, like, all right, so they were supposed to end about noon, right? No, like 11:30. And this teacher shows them this video, and I can hear her exhaustion, and she's like, hey, class, do you think I've maxed out your brains today? I think we can end early. And I was like, bitch, I don't even blame you. I don't even fucking blame you. Because if I had to put up with this shit, I'd have walked out at 9:15. I'd have been like, fuck y'all, I'm done.
Jericho, if you are still interested in doing that legitimately, there is a link to the channel Coffee in the description. Mm-hmm. And I will announce it if you do decide to do it.
So that was leading up to and the first day of school today.
We're not monetized yet, guys, but they review all of your videos at once you apply for monetization and just like start marking them off right away.
Yeah, Socialist, I click my tongue a lot. It's an ADHD oral fixation thing where I'm constantly, and I have, you know what's funny? I had my tongue pierced like 15, 20 years ago, and I still, like, I've had it out for just as long, but I still do the motions for it. And that results in me clicking a lot, especially when I'm mad. Right? It's surprising that I'm not in a motherfucking prison cell right now. And trust me, if the fact that I knew that if I went to prison, my ex-husband would have custody of my kid, that's the only fucking thing sometimes that keeps me out. That's like literally the only thing that doesn't keep me from absolutely losing my shit. Yeah, Hercules, exactly. Like, and she's the nicest fucking person too. Like, she won't. Now, mind you, they're splitting his classes. They're splitting his classes this year. He's got Aether. It did at one point. It did. So they're splitting his classes, right?
One of these days we may do a solo stream and chat about that.
Titties itch, yo. Like, this one is dry.
All right, guys, all aboard. We are on the boob train.
I'm sorry, yo. Like, the weather's changing. And it makes my skin dry and my titty and this fucking bra and my titties itch. So y'all gonna see me like, because they just itch. So they're doing 2 separate teachers. I think the one that he had today is his homeroom, English, and social studies. And his second teacher is math and science. I still haven't heard from the second teacher. I ain't heard shit from this bitch. I don't know who the fuck she is. I don't know what the fuck she looks like. I don't know if she knows about my son's IEP. I don't know shit because I ain't heard a fucking word from this bitch besides where to find a motherfucking Zoom link. That is all I've heard from her. That's it. Not a way to get in contact with her. Not an email. Not motherfucking nothing. Just walk up into the motherfucking classroom. And I'm sitting right here on the bed next to him. And mind you, I'm watching them trying to do this virtual shit with this Zoom, and I know this shit, right? So, and like, there's everything in me that I'm just like, oh, just fuck it, let me do it, just stop, just let me sit down with these motherfucking kids and these parents for 20 minutes, and I fucking got y'all with this. Let the fucking YouTuber Yo, just pay me like $50 an hour. Just pay me $50. And I'll sit down with these kids. I will legit, none of these kids will say shit. Because I'll be like, I'm muting y'all. Y'all fucking unmute yourself. I'm kicking you. And if your mother's got a problem, I'll kick her ass too. Sit the fuck down. Shut the fuck up. This is why I'm not a teacher.
This is why you're not a techie either.
This is why I'm not a teacher. Let me sit these motherfucking kids down for 20 goddamn minutes, and I will fucking I will teach everyone the basic ins and outs of Zoom that is much easier than somebody trying to fucking learn it. No, see, Paige, all right, no. I want to address Paige's. No, here's the thing. Our IEP kids should absolutely be the last ones in school because a lot of the kids with IEPs have developmental delays because they have health issues. And they're either held behind or they're developmentally delayed because of physical health issues. These are the children that absolutely do not need to be in the class. And even for those who don't have physical health issues, a lot of them are developmentally delayed. So they may not understand the importance of keeping your mask on, social distancing, not sharing things. These are absolutely the last children that should be in that building because of that. You're welcome, Jericho. So that was the first day of school. I don't imagine it. And mind you, I'm still waiting on answer from fucking tech. And they're all like, you need to put a ticket in. I'm like, bitch, I did. Literally give me the fucking admin permissions. Give me the fucking admin login. I can fix this shit myself. Y'all will never fucking hear from me again. Literally, ever. And I know y'all can't fucking stand me because I cause problems. I know I cause problems because y'all try to push me. Just give me the shit. Y'all never have to fucking hear from me again. Just give me the fucking admin privileges. I will fix this shit myself. In fact, I'll probably make your computers fucking better and then come back and tell y'all how to do this shit the right motherfucking way.
Okay, well, I'm just a quick explanation, Silas. When Jen gets serious, she wants to make sure that you know she's not mad at you and that she's just trying to talk about the situation.
Yeah, I do that.
That's why she calms the fuck down.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, people are getting mad.
Well, and
like it's a Lenovo ThinkPad. Like this shit is perfect for me to just be like, boom. What it's like a 14-inch brick, and I'm boom. What is wrong with you? No, give me the fucking ad. Like I'm gonna beat this motherfucker in the head. Just write down the fucking admin shit. In Minecraft. Yo, you know what? That's
in Minecraft, once you get the non-existent, apparently fucking like graphics card working on the computer.
No. It's like it's not that you have to do it with a prompt. You have to sign in on an account that has administrative privileges in order to change shit.
And it's the login account for the kids does not have administrative privileges, and she doesn't have the password for the one that does.
Which I get, because you don't want kids having administrative privileges and start like getting bored and clicking into shit and like disabling drivers.
Okay, but you don't want most dumb parents to have administrative privileges. Like between you and I, come on, if you can't even Zoom,
granted, come on. Could you imagine like these parents couldn't figure out how to mute a fucking call on Zoom after being told for Oh, so wait, let me tell y'all about when I threatened the school with the Freedom from, right? You could kill a man with that thing. When I threatened the school with the Freedom from Religion Foundation and the ACLU. So.
I don't think you want to know the answer to that question on fire.
Probably more crime. I probably not committed more crimes than the amount of partners I had. And that's a fucking impressive number.
If you guys have not seen Jen's video, by the way, owner of a WAP, she talks a little bit about that. That is well worth watching. By the way, I would like a quick review from anybody who has actually the patience to go click the description. Please tell me how accurate my description of tonight is.
So I go.
We haven't even gotten to the classroom yet. Like we haven't even gotten there. You're still just dealing with the tech shit.
No, like the class, he did okay with the classroom, but oh my God, yo, these motherfuckers have no fucking home training whatsoever motherfucking ever. I'm like, this is why I couldn't be a fucking teacher, because if these little motherfuckers acted like that in front of me, you know what it would take for me not to throw shit at these fucking kids? Like, there was one kid, Y'all know there's that little precocious ass motherfucker that thinks he knows everything and he knows more than the teacher, and he's usually the baby of the family, and it's usually Tiger Mom that treats him like he's a fucking 8-month-old. We had this kid in 1st grade. He's now back in 3rd. This little motherfucker. So this teacher is trying to tell the kids, hey, instead of clicking on unmute, you could hold the space bar down while you're talking to make it easier for the kids so that they're not fucking around with the mouse. Every motherfucking time she was like, hold the space bar down, he's like, no, I want to click the unmute button. Now, I know this little motherfucker. He was in my son's fucking 1st grade class. And I go up for parent-teacher night. And I'm sitting there talking to the teacher. Now, the way they set it up, they put this little chair outside the room. And you sit and you wait until the next parent is done. So I'm inside with the teacher. This little motherfucker just opens the fucking door, comes by the teacher, and he goes, what are you doing? And I'm looking like, whose fucking child do I need to smack right now? He goes, well, I'm going to go read. She's like, no, you need to. She's like, I'm not leaving. This is my classroom. He's this little bastard is now back in the class. So every time the teacher said something that he thought he just didn't fucking agree with, he would literally unmute himself and then interrupt the class. I can hear this child's mother next to him going, press this button, press that button. So she letting her motherfucking kid do this shit. And that's the thing, it's not the kids, it's the parents. I'm hearing babies screaming in the background. I'm hearing parents scream at their kids in the background. I heard one parent had an argument with their fucking partner. Shit, I mean, I feel that, especially high school kids. These motherfucking parents ain't even doing nothing. And my son's sitting there looking at me. He goes, everyone's unmuted. And I looked at him. I was like, you know what I do. You know how to act. You better sit there on mute, pay attention. Shave him try. Ooh, no, okay. Y'all want a good one? Oh, what was the name? Hold on. There is a video called Yankin. Winkin by an artist named Lady. Fucking Picasso. It's her with men dressed in leather on all four feeding her hot Cheetos and fucking pickles. Talking about this pussy be yanking. It's a fucking Picasso. Y'all gotta check that shit out. That was day one. So, the freedom from...
Okay, periodically I have to remind Jen that she needs to take breaths. We have to periodically distract her for a second, because otherwise she's just going to turn bluer and bluer with the sheer weight of the fucks that are just choking her throat out from her inability to finish saying them. We have to. This is a public service announcement from one friend to another.
She's like, Jen's got to breathe. So the freedom from religion.
Hey, we want you to still have a voice box when you're done.
I know, I gotta record my fucking episode this week. So
you gotta record your. You've got to record your.
I gotta record a lot of shit this week. So the Freedom from Religion Foundation. I went up.
Okay, we have had a large discussion among the F-bomb counters. Middle fingers do not count.
Aw.
That was your decision.
Yeah. So. I think it was his.
We have shattered the stream records so far, and we are 48 minutes in. We still got at least 45 more to go. Like, we are not even halfway through this goddamn story.
So, I think it was his 2nd grade IEP. Yeah, it was either his 1st grade or his 2nd grade one that I went into. We were talking about, it was his 2nd grade, and we were talking about services for him. And she wanted him to ride the regular bus. Now, my son's autism absolutely manifests in he can't deal with loud noises. And I've seen these little motherfuckers on the bus every day. These are loud. Now, mind you, they put 1st graders on the same bus with 5th graders. Mind you, it's all the same bus, which fucks me up. Two, they're rowdy, they're loud, they're loud as shit. So my son takes the special education bus. Less kids, they've got him separated more, and it's much quieter. And she was trying to pull him off. And I'm like, no, you don't understand that if my son starts the day like that, he's going to withdraw and he's not going to learn anything. And he's not going to advance anywhere. So she fucking turns around and tells me that when I put my child on the bus, that I have to leave my faith in, she goes, you have to have faith.
Oh, wait, don't worry. We're gonna be getting to, like, at the end, we're gonna be talking about the reason why this shit's all fucked up and the conservative handling of the pandemic and all of that stuff. But we gotta let Jen get out just how fucking bad this is. Especially for people who have been, like, considering the hybrid option or other things in certain states. Like,
just know what you're coming up against.
Yeah, here's what you're dealing with, especially if you're in Tennessee.
So, she tells me that when I put my son on the bus and when I turn him over to the school, I have to have faith and let God handle it. Clearly, this bitch didn't know who the fuck I was. Motherfucking clearly, this bitch ain't know who the fuck I am, right? I said, excuse me. Have faith and let God handle it. I said, is that how you fucking run your school? You just walk in the door and let fucking Jesus take the motherfucking Mack truck wheel, bitch? Is this you just letting God in charge of these motherfucking kids? And she started getting nervous. And I was like, is that how your school's run, by God? Well, I like to have faith. I was like, so you telling me I gotta call the Freedom from Religion Foundation and the ACL to you to come up here and put a fucking shoe so far up your fucking ass? That taste of lead is gonna make you question your faith and actually start running this fucking building like you should be? She goes, the Freedom from Religion Foundation?
Gringo was brought up, it was completed just as fast. Mm-hmm.
And I said, I looked at her, I was like, oh, and I start rattling off the people who, I'll admit, I did use a do you know who I am moment. I start rattling off the people who were in charge at the time. And she goes, well, how do you know them? I'm like, bitch, I work with them. Perhaps you should go and Google me. Figure out who the fuck I am. I said, you ever fucking turn around and put God in my kid's fucking education again, I will literally have your ass fired and begging for change in front of fucking Walmart. You got me? My kid stays on that fucking bus or I have a fucking lawsuit down here. Period.
Comrade, your mom sounds like a fucking legend.
Hey, Maloney, if I don't like how you handle it, you gotta fix it. Yeah, that's exactly how I am. And I told her, I was like, my kid doesn't stay on that bus. Okay, I'm literally gonna have a lawsuit in the media here with you.
Guys, it ain't a Karen if it's justified.
It ain't a Karen if it's justified. And I didn't ask to speak to the manager. I became the manager. Manager.
So can we go all Surus up here? Can we get some H's for some love for, like, Comrade's mom and Jen?
I did not ask for the manager. I became the manager. No. I pulled a Jen. And yes, I did do a do you know who I am thing. I did.
We need fire offerings in the chat from the entire phalanx. Just, like, make Mama Dragon proud for a second so she can be happy. Please, because we're about to get to some of the worst parts of the fucking shit.
But yeah, that was day one. And this is, my kid's principal who likes to run around and talk to his staff with a fucking mask below her nose. Let's God. Yeah, Jen does. I am the authority. I don't ask for it. I am it. That bitch would have kept pushing. I'd have been running that fucking school.
Okay,
I'm not even a mama bear, Aether. Like,
you need to calculate it, Carpathia, with the full force of her F-bombs behind it. Like, you cannot do that force calculation until you figure out the metric power of an F-bomb.
See, Aether, I'm really not a mama bear type. Like, I'm pretty chill with my kid. Like, I sit back and I'm like...
Sam, I love that you're giving the fire offering with the F-bomb counter. You're a goddamn legend.
So, like, I'm the type that I kind of sit back and I let my kid figure it out as much as he can. But when you fuck with my kid and then you're going to try to sit here and be like, I'm not even handling my own shit, my fucking God, yo, bitch, we're going to have a motherfucking problem. And how the fuck, I'm not going to share the name, but we're talking about BDSM thing and she shares the last name of a porn star. The principal and the porn star and a porn star have the same last name. How funny that we're talking about this. But that was the first day of school. Ta-da. Mm-hmm. That was it.
So, why do you think this was a shit show, Jen?
So, I live in
we're getting to the point of telling the story.
But peep this shit, right? Peep this shit. So, they turned around and said that if the infection rate was at 5% for 7 days, they were going to close the schools. right? 0.49% a week before, all of a sudden that metric isn't accurate, but never told us what they're gonna fucking measure as a metric for either. They pulled that metric when that number came close. Now, we came close to that number before they even opened the school. But when it came close, there's that fucking humming shit. Remember I told you that humming noise that be happening sometimes? Mm-hmm. Outside, it sounds like a fucking spaceship or like some weird motherfucking airplane taking off. That shit is back. Sorry. I was like, God damn, that sound is back again. So yeah, when the metric came hitting close, all of a sudden it's not an accurate metric to go by to close the schools, but never offered another metric to close the schools by.
I wonder why that is.
Mm-hmm.
So another friend of ours, Suris, actually, like, he doesn't even fucking have kids, right? So he doesn't have a dog in the race other than giving a shit about humanity. He was talking about how out in Georgia, like, they gave options for the parents to do kind of like what you were talking about in yours, but apparently something like 75% of parents decided to put their fucking kids in actual, like, school.
Yo, so I follow some, like, the local pages here and shit. And I see it's no worse than the flu. Did we forget what the fuck the last pandemic was? Y'all, let's have a history lesson right now. The last pandemic that threatened humanity, what kind of virus was it?
I mean,
no,
really
it's something. It only midnight. It only happens every once in a while, and it's like you could tell it's right by the highway off my house, and it smells like fucking diesel fuel every time it goes off. It's the most weird fucking thing.
Well, and I mean, the last really major one was the flu.
It's just the new flu.
So I'm going to disagree with you guys. It was not like the Spanish flu is a terrible misnomer for it. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out my buddy Nervardia's video on why calling things after like areas is a bad thing. Also, Jen broke. Press F to pay respects for Jen. She kept her composure through the whole story.
I just like every time I see that, I'm like, it's just the
somebody's
flu.
Somebody's gonna clip you breaking. Somebody's gonna clip you breaking. It's just gonna be fucking somewhere.
It's just the flu. It's just gonorrhea. It's just the flu. It's just genital warts.
So now we're in the back car of the boob train. Like we didn't buy good enough tickets this time around. But no, like my buddy Nervardia, like I actually helped her out with the script on this one because she didn't know about certain things involving Ronald Reagan and their response to the AIDS pandemic when we were talking about associations with groups of people and nationalities and stuff. Apologies for anybody who's hearing that bassy sound in the background with Jen's like she can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you hear that, right?
But like I'm gonna take the soapbox for a couple seconds because I've let Jen have her rage fit for a second.
I need to breathe is what the fuck I need to do. I need to take a goddamn breath.
Yeah, my hubby and I both got this fucking virus back when I worked on the channel that shall not be named. I actually, if you guys go to my Twitter account and you want to dig that far back, in like April, May, March area, around then, I put a running tally of my symptoms and how they were different day by day than my husband's. Because COVID, which, you know, press F to pay respects yet again for any chance at monetization, whatever. We're just going to fucking call it what it is, right? Like COVID itself, because it attacks the ACE2 receptor, that's a receptor found on nearly every cell in your goddamn body. So anybody who gets it, it can attack pretty much anywhere. You get gastrointestinal symptoms, you get freaking like lung symptoms, you get like potential blood clotting, you can get damage to your nerve cells. And if you've already got an autoimmune condition, which I have two, by the way, and my hubby has one of which he shares with me. But like, if
I'm literally checking to see if tech support got back to me.
You might not even know you fucking have it. And it can still fuck you up. Even people who are asymptomatic can still get fucked up by the long-term complications of this goddamn virus.
Oh, but no.
Say it's just the fucking flu. Number one, as Jen just pointed out, the flu has absolutely murdered the ever-loving shit out of people, and we still don't have an actual cure for it. Like, there are antivirals that can help, but they fuck your body up as much as they do the rest of you. Like, as much as they do the virus. Like, that shit can screw you up. Number two, getting intubated or potentially being intubated is fucking terrifying. One of my friends, his mother was one of the first 15 people that died in the old folks home in northern Washington when the virus first fucking landed here.
Real quick, Titan, this isn't a mosquito truck. Zero. This sounds like a diesel engine constantly restarting. It sounds like a diesel engine, like a jet engine almost, constantly restarting.
Well, and as far as this stuff goes, like, the 1918 and 2009... Hey,
hold on, Antonio, shut the fuck up. No, the fuck we're not. And that's the fucking point. We're not all gonna get it at some point. Bitch, eat a fucking dick and read a goddamn science book. If we wear the fucking masks and we fucking social distance, we don't all have to get it at one point. You stupid fuck. This is how we flatten the curve. If we all get it at one point, we're going to completely overwhelm and crash our system. And this is exactly what the fuck happened in New York. If y'all just follow the motherfucking guidelines instead of saying dumbass shit like, oh, we're just going to get it fucking anyway. Now, you tell me, if you're going to get it anyway, you tell me and who in your family are you willing to sacrifice should the viral load be too fucking high or should they be immunocompromised? You fucking pick 3 people in your family to me right fucking now to fucking sacrifice while you're fucking asymptomatic if you're gonna get it fucking anyway. Eat my whole asshole with dumbass shit like that. Dumbass shit like that is exactly the motherfucking reason why we cannot get a handle on this shit. Cause careless ass my freedom, I can't open a fucking science book because YouTube tells me fucking differently. Dipshits like you are running around being careless as fuck about it. Eat the entire fucking asshole inside and out with some fucking Astroglide to slide that tongue up in there real quick before you run your fucking throat with that dumb shit up on here again.
Shit. Oh my god, Jen. I fucking love you. You drive me crazy. But like as far as my rant goes. Yeah, there's a proposal in the chat. Like, do we want to start the music? Anyway, we broke 300. It's official, guys, and we still have a half an hour at least because we still got to discuss the reasons why these things are a whole ass problem. And here's the reason why I'm warning y'all. I ended up in the hospital because they thought that I had clots because I had this fizzing pain that happened that they think might actually be related to people who have autoimmune conditions that get it, that concentrated in my leg so bad they thought I had clots. My husband had a fever over 104 for over a fucking week. Under normal circumstances, that would put you in the hospital until they got it down.
Yeah.
Like legit, they had to put him on 2 different fucking meds, alternating schedules. We had to give him ibuprofen and acetaminophen every other hour. Or every 2 hours. That way we could actually get his fucking fever down because that's how goddamn bad it was. This shit, no, it's not the fucking flu. This shit will scar your goddamn lungs.
It's the fucking flu. Bitch, that shit kill how many millions of people? It's just the
Luna.
flu.
If you guys hear a purring cat, Luna just decided to jump onto my desk.
Oh, Luna. It's just the flu.
Yes,
and I'm just faking it. Now shut the fuck up. It's just the flu. It's just your feelings.
Well, and I'm going to remind everybody that the death rate for COVID is currently between 3 and 5%. The death rate for the 1918 pandemic was 1%. Like this.
Hold on, I'm gonna see what that was at the peak.
This virus is fucking deadly. And we're suppressing information about it currently. Like, as a country, currently, we talked about the military last time we talked about the pandemic.
Go ahead, baby. I'm typing.
Like, we talked about this the last time we talked about the pandemic. It is ripping through our fucking military because we're suppressing the information like the government is in the same way that they did during the fucking 1918 pandemic. And again, I'm going to keep calling it that because when you start to associate a virus or a disease with a particular group of people or a particular country, that actually does real tangible harm to people. The violence rate against
Midnight Mist
of Asiatic descent has skyrocketed.
Yeah, Midnight Mist. It was 500. Let me see. I just pulled it up. Around 500 to 100 million people were killed worldwide. He puts the death rate from the 1918 pandemic at 1 to 2% globally. So let's look up.
And keep in mind, like, I lost, just from being stuck in bed for a whole month, I lost about 10 to 15% of my muscle mass. I have lost approximately 13%, according to the last test, of my lung capacity. My lungs are scarred. They still hurt over 6 months fucking later. Guys, this is not shit you want. Or not over 6 months, about 6 months later, actually. It'll be 6 months as of approximately the end of next month. Like, you guys don't want this shit. You fucking don't. You don't want this to go through your house. Again, I was here in the state where it was ground zero. This is where the fucking virus breached. It was where it was first found in the country. We got hit pretty fucking hard, but we also listened to scientists. So we have one of the lower death rates as far as states go. I live in Washington. You want to know what's fucking scary, though? You know how
Can I interrupt you just one quick second?
Sure.
Because you left out a big thing that a lot of people aren't realizing. The breach of the COVID-19 virus that was found in Washington is actually a different strain that they found in New York. We actually have 2 epicenters here. The breach that you guys had was, they figured, from Asian origin. This is where they had detected the original.
And yours was European. And yours was European.
This is where they had detected the original COVID-19 strain. The one that breached the East Coast was actually mutated through people from, they call it the European strain.
Yeah,
so now the problem that we're having is that the strains are intermixing.
Well, and functionally, they're not different in terms of what they do to you. Like, that's a myth. People say there's a more deadly form.
The European strain tends to have a higher viral load.
That's been contested. Like, they published that. Yeah, they published that paper in basically the equivalent of PLOS One. But I've seen a bunch of different arguments about that. That's kind of another thing that's scary about this. We don't actually know that much about it.
Yeah, because it's so new. I mean, we could sit here and say, yeah, that's being contested, and then literally next week we actually get a fucking answer out of it.
Well, because I was working with an epidemiologist, like, I had him calling me twice a week during the time that I was sick, and I had a nurse who called me every day because I had, like, a chronic history of asthma and severe pneumonia that I would get from just the regular flu or something like that. I'd get flu shots and still get sick. And that's not to do with the fact that, the flu shot doesn't work. That's because the flu fucking mutates that fast. Like, it just, and sometimes there are strains of the flu you haven't been in contact with, so the one you got the shot for isn't necessarily the one you're gonna get.
So, real quick. If you Google in the U.S. COVID death rate by percentage, the entire front page is CDC articles that will not tell you the percentage. Yeah, Avion, New York got hit hard. I lost 6 people. I lost 6 people in 3 months in New York. The majority of them had no pre-existing conditions, but their viral loads were so heavy that it
wasn't one of your friends one of the vets?
He was actually the East Coast strain, but what they had figured was that he was already fighting off an infection, and one of his caretakers probably had COVID.
Phoenix, they don't know about that yet either. Currently, what it looks like was
they did confirm at least 1 or 2 cases in China of somebody who officially has had it twice. They confirmed it. Yeah. And they're saying that the antibodies usually last about 90 days before they wear off now.
Well, and again,
I actually read that today.
This is what's so fucking terrifying about this. Like, it really is. So, when we're coming back to, all right, so why the fuck is it that we're dealing with this bullshit in the South?
So, yeah, so we got it's just the flu. We got we're all gonna get it eventually anyway.
God's gonna protect me.
God's gonna protect me. I have a right not to wear a mask. They don't understand, and they don't want to sit and understand that a mask doesn't protect you, it protects other people.
Can I get an H in the chat for Carbuncle?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Purple saying it's about a 90-day retention for antibodies, which is now making the vaccine even harder. But what these people are, they're not understanding that they think that the mask protects them. And they're like, well, if you wear your mask, you should be fine. They think that the mask is blocking the incoming, not the outgoing. So they think it's on everybody else to wear their shit so that they don't have to. And my body, my freedom. This is only the flu. It's a cold. Yes, it's a part of the same class that cold viruses come from. It is. They don't understand mutation because you're dealing with fucking creationists here. This is why the South handles things like this. Because their fucking autonomy and their individualism makes them so fucking selfish that they're going to kill the species. And if you look at the 1918 pandemic, it was the southern states that had an influx of people who refused to wear a mask. It was the southern states that had this fucking influx. And that's actually what my next video is going to be about, is how American individualism is going to kill our species. So you got this. You got administrators who don't take this virus seriously. And then there's this like, yeah, exactly.
Well, and one of the other scary things is we still don't know what asymptomatic carriers, if their bodies even produce antibodies. Like, we haven't been around long enough. Stuff. We don't know if we can even detect them, because if they're asymptomatic, we don't know that they're necessarily going to be multiplying in the back of the nose, which is where the tests go. So we have no fucking clue if asymptomatic carriers just stay carriers. We don't know if their bodies kill them off and they get antibodies. We don't know what the hell they do.
Purple rhymes with orange brings up another good point too, that they think that you're re-inhaling carbon dioxide from your own body, and it's not healthy. That's what they really think. They think that the mask is doing nothing but recirculating your own carbon dioxide, and you're inhaling your own carbon dioxide. And that I can't breathe with it on, and I feel, and I went to fucking school with this bitch who's now turned into an MLM, fucking oils and Herbalife and fucking all this shit. And she's like, we're not wearing masks because my 5-year-old hyperventilates and I can't. And I'm like, cause you're literally sitting there thinking this shit is on my face. This shit is on my face. This shit is on my face. I can't fucking breathe. If you put this shit on and go about your fucking day, you breathe fucking fine. Cause you're sitting here fucking hyper fixated on that shit. And if that's the case, then you really need to see someone for your own fucking mental health, that you're hyper fixating on something like this to the point that you can't even fucking breathe. Yeah,
I would say American individualism is probably second to the myth of American exceptionalism, but they're kissing cousins.
No, but she's right. She's right, because American individualism bleeds into colonization. And yes, while England was at one point the world dominating force, they no longer are. We are. So we go around and we colonize these other places, and we come in and we wind up bringing our fucking capitalist bullshit and our fucking companies into areas in Africa to mine their shit, because we've got to be so fucking individual to wear the same fucking expensive shit that everyone else is wearing to fucking turn around and declare a status like who the fuck you are, that you stand out above everybody else. Meanwhile, we're reaping every fucking resource on this goddamn planet right down to fucking water for it. Yes, American individualism is the virus that is going to kill our motherfucking species. If we don't work them to death, then we're going to cough on them and fucking kill them. Oh, yeah, they can only operate for, the 7.5 minutes before they fucking pass out. You fucking dumb bitches. I can't fucking breathe with it. Bitch, you was sitting there, I know damn good and well, you was sucking your side.
We got pronouns.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, he. You are cute. You are, and you're gay. Ah! Okay. Fuck you, Shay. But mind you,
Jen's already a commie.
I'm not.
Kinda. Yeah, you might as well be.
No. Don't tell Sarah's, but no. But I'm like, yo, she's like, I can't breathe. Bitch, you was sucking the pastor's dick 2 weeks ago behind the fucking church. You were breathing fine with that shit up in your mouth and down your throat. You can't wear a fucking... I seen these bitches turn around with their motherfucking Uggs and their goddamn Starbucks with 8 fucking scarves wrapped around their faces for fucking Instagram. But you can't wear this? You can't wear this fucking piece of paper. Y'all could sit there with your shitty fucking Michael's knitted fucking crocheted ass motherfucking sweaters to do it for the motherfucking gram, and to sit there with your little fucking pictures with the 8,000 motherfucking filters on it, but you can't wear this shit to fucking run into a grocery store. Bullshit, bitch. Bullshit.
I'm not even sure if all of those syllables came through the mic.
What she don't fucking like is that she's got to do this, right? She's got to do this. So now she's got to actually rely on her personality for somebody to want to fuck her rather than her goddamn face, and she ain't getting no fucking play. That's the problem that bitch has for it. Shit.
Which has absolutely the best avatar on right now for this specific thing. Just saying, I need some love for Witch in the chat.
Midnight. What you could do is, okay, get a little bit, a very, 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 very little bit of deodorant and put it on the band of your mask right here. Put it right here, and then put it right here at the band where the chin is.
It would have to be specifically antiperspirant.
Antiperspirant, yeah. Get antiperspirant.
Because just deodorant just kills the bacteria. It won't actually stop the
spread. Get specifically antiperspirant, and the roll-on works best. Put it right at the bridges of your mask, and then put it on. It will actually help that moisture from locking in and taking over and making your skin burn. For that burn, if it still is burning a little bit, what you can do is, once you take your mask off, get a little bit of witch hazel. Get a little bit of witch hazel, put it on a cotton ball, and put it in the freezer for like a second, and just wipe it down. It'll cool it down instantly. But yeah, antiperspirant on just the linings of your mask will keep the moisture out, and it'll stop your skin from burning. Yeah, right? But no, this bitch gotta rely on her personality and then her fucking face. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Ooh! That's
the fucking problem. These bitches are fucking mad because they can't sit there with their 8,000 pounds of fucking contouring being like, look at me. No, now you actually have to talk to people for somebody to want to fuck you, and you can't fucking make it happen. So I'm not going to wear a fucking mask. Fuck off, cunt.
On the subject of pick-me culture, Jen has an excellent video on that too.
Oh, well, midnight. Yeah, it's not from the sweating. When you're breathing into your mask, that condensation is popping out and it's absorbing into the mask. That antiperspirant will help stop that moisture barrier, and it'll stop your skin from burning. Or even what you can do, if you got the spray antiperspirant, just spray the fucking mask real quick and just throw it on. And it smells fucking secret fresh. This way you can get protected from the moisture all through here.
So, I'm gonna actually take this for a second to kind of pivot off of this. I got motherfucking lung scarring from this virus. I also have severe asthma. Jen has heard me have an asthma attack before. Mm-hmm. Like, this happened when I was crying when we were talking about bullshit. And not from Jen, by the way. There was shit going on in my life at the time. But, I have such bad breathing issues that at times, like, I actually have to, keep, like, a oxygen count for certain things, and I've had to do that before. And I've also had to wear heart rate monitors and such, in order to keep track of my heart, because I've got problems with one of my heart valves. This is not like actual heart disease TM, this isn't any sort of diet or exercise problem. I was born with a defect. So if I can wear a motherfucking mask all fucking day, going out for fucking errands, I'm sorry, these motherfucking bitches with their, like, prissy kids can wear that shit. Mm-hmm. You can fucking wear that shit. Like, I've got serious fucking scarring in my lungs to the point where, again, I had a nurse calling me every goddamn day for several weeks while I had COVID because of just how severe my symptoms got.
Yeah. Somebody asked for keeping masks from fogging up the glasses. So, you put your mask on? Where am I? You know what? Hold on. Let me go grab my glasses.
Actually, I've got a tip for you.
Hold on.
Put your mask on. Put your glasses down below the edge of your mask a little bit, and
I'll get mine so I can actually show that for them. Hold on, I'll grab mine. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna let the fucking public see me in glasses. Yo, what the fuck? The shit I do for y'all. The shit I do. The shit I motherfucking do for y'all. Fucking PSA. God damn it, I'm stuck in the bra again. Fucking shit. There we go. Okay. Hold on, like one is left and one is right, and they're color coded and shit. Okay, so yes, my leopard pants.
Another solution is get a piece of metal of some kind and actually like attach it to your mask so it bends over your nose, and bend it over your nose so that part gets sealed,
I
so
would
it doesn't get blown up
recommend
there.
I would recommend mask with a fitting like metal piece. One trick, you can actually wipe your lenses down with diluted soapy water and it'll stop them from fogging too, but you could do this. Wait, where's my ear? Okay.
Where is my ear, Jen 2020?
I know, right? Pull your mask up. Make sure it's just below your eyes. My glasses are on my desk. And then take your glasses, loop them in, but make sure they're resting just on. See, I only have a very little bit because I don't have it resting and I don't have my mask fitted and tied right now. But if you rest them just lower, granted I have to fit my mask better, and your mask is fitting properly, the air won't come through and fog it up.
Yep, and that's what I actually do with mine.
Oh, and pro tip for smaller people like me. Tie. These little ends here tie, and it fits your mask tighter to your face. You can bend, and then it'll actually curve this in more. So you can actually tie these little ends. I tie a very little amount, and it actually fits it closer to my face. So that actually does rest. And it takes 2 seconds.
See, Avatar.
Right? Like, just this whole thing is like, fuck off, yo. But yeah, like, they're not taking this shit seriously. But this is like, there's something about Tennessee, right? Where they call it the friendly state. And I guess friendly means there's no motherfucking sense of urgency for shit. There ain't sense of urgency for shit up in this bitch. My lawn guy comes 3-4 days motherfucking late. People are like, oh, I can get a plumber out to you in 4 days. Like, I literally had a lawn service tell me I have to do a drive-by graduation for my niece's graduation thing. Something that takes 5 minutes. They took a whole fucking day off for it. Can't cut my grass. They were already 4 days late. There's no sense of fucking urgency, right? So, like I said, we didn't hear from them for a month. We didn't hear from them for a month, and they decided 3 weeks before the fucking school opens, okay, now we're going to hand these shits out. The IT department never turned the fucking computers on and updated them. Never did.
I remember that part of the rant.
Mm-hmm. They never did. They were like kids, and it was mainly for the kids that had their computers last year.
We have an F-bomb for every one of the days of the year in an hour and a half. Are you proud, Jen?
Yeah, fucking very. There. Now we got a leap year.
This is why I fucking love you.
Yeah, now we gotta leave.
For the record, guys, if you missed the interview I did over on Jen's channel where we talked about the origin of this show, Jen and I got to know each other really fucking fast. When I started talking about the idea for an allyship show, she was like, "You don't have to look for a co-host. I'm your co-host."
I'm already here. Fuck that. I think it was like 2 a.m. on a fucking voice chat, like a VC in the fucking hold. That we were
it was that night.
Yep, it was like 2:30 in the morning.
It was when I wasn't even sure I was going to start my channel yet. It was that fucking night. And I was like, I really want to do this live show with somebody, and I don't know who, and da-da-da, and I might be putting out an all call for an atheist, but I don't know yet. And you're like, you don't need to put out an all call. I'm your fucking co-host. Like, I was like,
I'm fucking down. And this was before I was doing anything. I was like, I ain't doing shit. And then like 2 weeks later, I started doing all the things.
And she's like, I might burn out, and da-da-da. We end up talking every fucking day for months.
I was like, yeah. We still do. We still talk every fucking day. Shit.
For hours.
We still do. Yeah, we fucking still do. I'm like, yo, you know how hard it's going to be for me to date? Do you know how hard it's going to be for me to date now after this friendship? Because I'm going to be like, I'm getting all this attention from Allie, and I'm just not getting it from you. Like, I have a standard now. I have a fucking standard now. Like 375.
And not just attention though, Jen. Communication.
Right?
So fucking
God,
well.
anybody I date's gonna fucking hate you because they're gonna be like, look, bitch. Look, you gotta stop talking to my fucking girl because, she's expecting all this shit from me now that I just can't fucking come through on when it comes to communication and shit. So I need you to fucking chill the fuck out because you causing problems up in my shit. Like, no, come correct, motherfucker. Take notes. Take notes.
Bro. bro, like that sounds like a fucking personal problem to me. If you want some help, that's one thing, but like, right? Fuck you.
And the minute I get into another relationship and our communication breaks down, I'm gonna send them to you. Like, teach this motherfucker some shit. Teach this motherfucker some shit before he never fucking tastes my pussy again.
Learn this motherfucker.
Like, look, right. I'm flexiamorous. I don't need to be talking like I don't do this shit. But yo, like I will literally look at my next partner and be like, you will never taste this pussy again unless you take some fucking lessons from Allie, because your communication is fucking slacking. Okay.
Well, and the funny thing is we kept telling each other that we were just gonna disappear, and it didn't fucking happen.
No. Every time I'm like, bitch, you know what this motherfucker doing? You see this shit? You see this?
There have already been threats.
Oh yeah.
But no, coming back to, I guess, because we're 5 minutes off from when we normally end the show. Yeah. We can go for a little while longer if you want to. One of the reasons that we talked, but I'm Tiss.
Like, no, keep flying. This is no standards. Bitch, I love you. I love you. This is why I have no standards. I'm sorry, that just cracked me the fuck up. I so feel that. I really do. I'm like, my fucking whole dating life would just be a lot easier if I just got rid of these dumbass standards.
Yeah, but
I know, I'm flexiamorous, and I know. It depends on how princessy and queeny I'm being. If I'm at what I call a low maintenance period, I don't take much. But if I'm on my queen shit, no, I need all the partners, because that's what it's gonna take to fucking satisfy every goddamn thing that I need fucking taken to catch it with. What?
I had a bad dream at Zoom.
You didn't even go to sleep. What do you mean you had a bad dream? I'm looking at your face right now. You didn't have a bad dream. I'm still doing a show. No, go. You know about being on camera. Please go. Thank you. Yeah. I love Owen. Owen's awesome. Rose is amazing too.
So we were trying to wrap up a little bit and talk about the reasons why this shit's a whole
and then child.
Hey, it ain't a fucking Xenia Bridge if he doesn't interrupt at least once.
I know, like this kid's like the unofficial other co-host of this goddamn.
On a scale of 1 to ADHD, you are.
He came in here like I had a bad dream about my Zoom. He's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Like, I had a bad dream. I'm like, but you ain't even fucking slut. What? Okay. No.
So what would you say the big takeaway is for folks, especially who live in southern states and along the Bible Belt? Like, what is the takeaway for alternative education shit?
Just be prepared. Handle your shit as early as possible. Oh, God, fuck. On fire, Jen. I don't know if you were there when my kid came into my stream and he was like, I want popcorn. He's like, make me popcorn. He's like, make me popcorn. Be prepared. Pick up the shit early. Check this shit early. Get on people's asses. Like, I don't give a fuck if you gotta call 8,000 times a day. I don't give a fuck if you gotta go up there. Be prepared to be a big resource for your kid, and be prepared to take on a lot of responsibility. This isn't going to be you park your kid in front of the computer and you can go off about your day. You're really going to need to get hands-on with this, because all the shit that they're throwing at these kids, they're not going to remember. And a lot of the time it's above their tech level, and it's probably above the teacher's tech level. Be prepared to be very hands-on for this.
Well, and also, I think that for the parents that are considering doing hybrid education or homeschooling, one of the things that you hadn't gotten a chance to touch on, so I think we should go a little longer, is tips for dealing with kids at home, education, etc. Because a lot of parents aren't very used to, for lack of a better way to put it, the babysitting required to keep a kid on task when they're trying to learn at home. So do you want to give a couple of tips for folks, especially who might be dealing with neurodivergent kids?
Yeah, know that
because your teacher might not know how to handle it, so you're going to have to take the reins as far as that's concerned.
All right, for one, don't expect your kids to just sit in front of I don't want to sit in front of a fucking computer for 8 hours without fidgeting and zoning out. And yeah, same thing with which there are curriculums that are not Christian based. Excuse me, if we can maybe get Witch to throw some resources, I'm not sure what channel it would be, but throw some non-Christian resources, then Xenia Bridge would be great. Your kids aren't going to sit at the fucking computer for 8 hours and be saints. They're just not. I mean, I don't want to fucking do it, and I work from home. I zone out, I do that, I do this. You have to remember that this is new to them too. This is not what they're used to. A lot of the kids are used to bringing home.
Which I don't know how the fuck you ended up not as a moderator. I think it's when you switched over to the brand account. But like you are a moderator now. You can link Torchlight if you want to in the side chat, and I'll put it in the description afterward.
Know that this is new. Keep in mind that this is new for your kids too. They're used to sitting in a classroom with their friends. Now, y'all saw me walk around with fucking leopard print pants on. I haven't put jeans on since March. I tried and it didn't go well. I have not put jeans on since March. I tried. It did not go very well, and there's going to be some fucking work for me to do before I get back in them bitches. But
you see, this is why we needed the pantsless revolution, and we now know which side Jen's on.
Ooh, I tried. I forgot. Where was I going? I think I was going to pick up his glasses. And I was
all right, so for those of you who are considering that are parents in the chat, that is in the side chat, and I'm going to get that copied and put it in the description as well.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think I went to go pick up his glasses or go down to the school or some shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to put jeans on. Nope. My fucking ass and my stomach went, bitch, are you crazy? I thought we weren't doing this anymore. I fucking said we're not doing this anymore. Stop. Like, my ass and my stomach were like, nope. Why you told me in March we're not doing this. We're not fucking doing this. Fuck off. Remember that this is new for your kids. And they're at home. They're not in their classroom where they have to get up, get dressed, either get on the bus or get taken to school or walk to school, whatever way your kid gets to school. They don't have that time to come out of the home vibe into the business vibe. So remember, too, that they're used to being in an environment that they usually come back to and are comfortable in. So they're more comfortable acting out. They're more comfortable being relaxed. And they're usually not like this at school. So Khan Academy is another amazing resource. So keep that in mind, too. Your child's already in an environment where they associate with being comfortable and not having a work day. So keep that in mind, too. Also realize that the teachers, even though that they're a front line, this is not who y'all need to be angry at. They're leaving the teachers just as fucking unprepared as they're leaving us. They're getting paid shit, and a lot of these people are working multiple fucking roles at the school now and are doing it out of the fucking goodness of their heart because they genuinely care about these kids and they want to fucking help you just as much. Don't take this shit out on the teacher. Unless the teacher's a real fucking cockbag bitch. Don't take it out on the teacher. Go up to the administration. Make sure that shit comes out at the administration. Remember that this is an adjustment for your kids. And you're going to have to be. They call us learning mentors. You have to keep up on what the fuck your kid is doing. You got to fucking review what your kid is doing. You got to learn what the fuck your kid is doing. Because if they zone out, you got to pick that up for them. And I'm not saying sit there the whole fucking time, but go over your kid's shit. The laptop's literally at home. Look through their Google Classroom. Go to see what the curriculum is. If they're deciding to do testing in your state, get a jump start on that shit. See the standards that they're doing standardized testing with and start applying that shit to your kid. You got to keep fucking on. And I'm going to fuck this up. McNoki is right. These teachers are out there having to send their own fucking kids to a fucking disease-infested school because they have to sit up there for 8 hours a fucking day, not only handling physical in-person kids, but teaching 3 and 4 fucking virtual classes a day. Don't fucking take it out on these people. I understand. Oh, I'd have 1,000 less. Excuse me, if they handled it correctly. But remember that the teacher, even though this is your first line, she's not a fucking shield wall. She's not a fucking shield wall. She needs to be behind that shield with you. And
blaze it, guys. I said blaze it.
Blaze it. And what you have to really consider is, like I said, she's not a shield wall. You should be trying to put her behind that shield, that person behind that shield with you, because she's trying to protect your kids as much as you are usually, most of the time. They've got to take their orders from administration, who's the one fucking them. Get up, get your kids' equipment early, check your kids' equipment early, get on their motherfucking asses until they do something. Patience, patience, patience. The biggest thing I could push is patience. Patience. This is new to us. This is new to our kids. This is new to the teachers. You got to have some patience with this. You're learning, they're learning. And if you look at it that way, don't expect your kids to know everything. Don't expect your kids to just pick this up, because you ain't just picking it up. Y'all got to keep on your kids. Yes, you're not teaching them all the time.
Carpathia, we have literally doubled our previous record.
Oh, yeah. You're not, even though you're not sitting there as the main teacher all the time, you need to step up and be your kid's teacher, because this system is
Aethertales, you might have to refresh. I'm seeing 41. That means there's still 11. There's still 14 people in the chat.
And I'm judging the fuck out of y'all. I'm judging the fuck out of y'all for
you are getting silently judged in 6 different languages right now, just so you know.
And see, and which knows from a homeschool perspective, I don't, because this isn't the same as homeschool. The state is still providing the education here, just through an electronic means. So that's where I can, which is an excellent resource. You guys can find her in our server, the Xenia Bridge server. There's a link down below, which is an excellent resource for homeschooling. Yeah, just remember that your kids are learning this too with you. And it's very, very different than a brick and mortar situation. It's like going out to work every day to adjusting to working at home. It's very similar. Some tips I would have: get the kids up early. I keep my kid in pajama pants, but I put him in a regular shirt so that he's got some semblance of changing his clothes every day. We do,
for lack of a better way to put it, as polytheist as I am, rituals, aka like really good, basically standardized routines, are really, really important from everything that I've heard. Like, yeah, this is coming even from a work from home perspective. As somebody who works from home, I had to build, like, people think that it's freeing. It's kind of the opposite. You have to build a lot more strict routines with yourself, and it's going to be doubly so for a fucking kid.
I would say stick to kind of the same routine you had if your child was going to school in person. We get up at a certain time, he eats his breakfast, he puts his shirt on, he brushes his teeth, and we act as if he's actually going to go out for the day, but instead of out, he comes into my bedroom and sits on his computer. You also have to realize that they need to act how they would act in school at home. I understand it's easy to go and grab a snack and just get up and go to the bathroom when you want to. But your child cannot act like that, because it's disruptive to the rest of the class. Like today, my son had to use the bathroom. I taught him how to go onto Zoom, private message his teacher. Now, she took a minute to answer him. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fault her for that, because this woman is literally answering emails while she's trying to teach these kids, and it may have just slipped. So I said, you can email her. You can send her another message. I need to use the bathroom. Excuse me. Yeah, and that's the thing, which they're on a predetermined schedule here. If you feel that the teacher is having your kids sit for too long on the schedule, absolutely sit up and say something. Just say, hey, I don't think that my child is going to work well. Can we take a couple of breaks? And she put after every topic, she put a good 5-minute break in for the kids to get something to drink, run around, use the bathroom. She was real good about it, but some teachers may not be.
Well, it sounds like you also are kind of advocating for, this isn't a set it and forget it thing, especially if you've got a younger kid. You can't just put them in front of the computer and expect them to stay there.
Older kids, yeah, you absolutely could.
I said that's what I was saying, especially younger kids.
Yeah, and even older kids are, shit, even when I work, I'm almost 40.
Okay, older kids, you got to make sure that they're not fucking hacking into the computer and doing dumb shit.
Yeah, if one of y'all kids could figure out how to get me to get this fucking monitor and these updates working, y'all get in touch with me, please. Get in touch, shit. But yeah, get up, let them walk around. But patience would be the biggest key right now. And I don't have patience anymore because I've tried to be patient. See, he prefers having all of his computer stuff in one space. His school computer is different than his regular computer.
That's what Heracles is talking. That's what Heracles is talking about there. There's a work desk / school desk, and then there's his regular stuff.
Well, yeah, he keeps his same desk, but he has his school computer that has nothing else on it, and then he's got his computer that has everything in the fucking world on it. So he likes his area, but he likes having the same tasks at the same place. Is from my kid, but he has 2 separate systems so that it's not bleeding into.
Well, and yeah, that's what this idea is it's like having your work desk and then your personal computer, if you can afford that, or if your school is willing to provide you the equipment.
And that's why I keep that in here. because he can get up and his, his video games are in the other room, his toys are upstairs, so he has separate places to detach and go do something else.
Well, and I would say this is just coming from me being ADHD, and like having had this problem in the past as a kid, having a separate place with which to do homework. If you have the space in your home, to do homework and schoolwork and other things from the bedroom, because the bedroom is like the carnival of wonders, so to speak, where everything can be distracting. If you have the ability to do that and you have the space,
see, my bedroom's different. Very good. My bedroom's totally different.
I'm saying like when I was growing up, my bedroom, I could not have a computer in there and expect to get work done on it.
No, yeah, like it's not in his bedroom, it's in mine. My bedroom is on a lower floor, completely separate floor from his bedroom.
Can I get the fruit punch upstairs?
Yeah. And, I put his desk in the back of the room that's in the back of the house. It's the quietest one. And I've got, like the red kind of charged up energy vibe going. Like it makes you want to do shit, which is probably totally counterproductive for an actual bedroom, but it works. And then what I usually do, what I did today was to get the vibe of work going. As you can see, his is right behind mine. When he started his day, I got up, I sat at my desk, I organized some banking that I had to do. I turned on my computer, I organized some shit so that he saw other people were working with him. So it gave the vibe of, now we're going to get up and work. But it's patience. It's patience. Y'all gotta have fucking patience is a big one. And remember who you've got to deal with.
Yeah, and remember also, these are your kids. This is the shit that the teachers are dealing with day in and day out. Yeah. Like this can be an opportunity to bond more with your kid, or this can be an opportunity to have some major problems. It really depends on how you're willing to approach it and how patient you're willing to be.
Yeah, and like Purple said, he's not surrounded by his distractions in my bedroom. His toys are in the living room. His toys are up in his room. I put him in my bedroom because this is where I go to sort shit out so I can pop in on him. I have a bathroom right here so that he could literally just scoot over. I always keep, I don't have one now because I finished it, but I usually keep an open bottle or two of water on my desk that he can just reach over and grab.
Kaikodana, if you want to join the Discord, link in the description. Yeah, join the Discord. Jen is Mother Dragon on the Discord. Yes, you should be able to see her name on the right-hand side, even if you only have access to the Xenos chat. That reminds me, quick plug for the Discord, if you guys aren't a member of it already. It's actually an allyship space. It is not exclusively a polytheist space. A little over a third of our membership is actually atheistic. But you need to make sure that if you do decide to join, either way, make sure you read through the rules and get the rules that are required. We do require things like pronoun rules and religious affiliation rules and such so that folks know how to respectfully interact with you.
Don't be a dick, because one of us will fucking snap you. We'll catch
and when you first join, you will be stuck in a holding area called Hekate's Gatehouse with a roll called Xenos. And so the mods can kind of get to know you for a hot sec and see why you're there. So if you guys do decide to check that out, that's there. Link in the description also to the Patreon for the channel. This week, I'm doing a video that is very much allyship focused with a number of allies to the channel. We have two atheists, a seeker, and a pagan. So that's extremely interesting. And like we are going to be going after, as I mentioned before, J.K. Rowling on Thursday. This is going to be a bloodbath, guys. Like this bitch, man. You guys thought I was mad in the first freaking hour-long video. Like this shit. This is now video 3. Shit. If you guys have not seen the original mega collab, it's actually, if you go to my channel page, there is a list called Pissed Off Polytheist. It's one of the videos on that list. There's also a video called Why Did J.K. Rowling sign a piece of propaganda? It is extremely informative as to kind of what the approach is going to be in this video. It'll give you kind of an idea of where these stories came from, and where this evolving narrative has come from, so to speak, because we've been following this from the beginning. The mega collab is an hour long, but it's worth the watch. It's 7 different creators that came together to give the biggest allyship middle finger from the atheist and polytheist communities that we possibly could.
Head itches, sorry.
Seeker.
Everything is dry.
Socialist Dragon Seeker. A seeker. Seekers are folks that are investigating religions and aren't sure if they're part of one yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there might end up being a fuck Rowling playlist if she continues to do all of her turfy shit. Because, again, there is a large trans community here. I myself am. I have a hard time saying that, but I'm gender fluid. So I have a major fucking problem with turfy shit. Jen's an ally.
I mean, I'm cis as fuck, but don't do
Jen's an ally. Fuck that shit.
Fuck is y'all cats doing back there? What the fuck? Sorry. Baby dragons.
So, yeah, that's going on. The Patreon link is in the description as well. Like I said, I'm going to be going after Rowling this week. However, normally the typical content that I do requires a fuckload of research, and the materials for that research can be extremely expensive. Part of the reason why I'm doing the collab this week is also to give my the post a little bit of time to get a couple of books that I need for one of the topics that I'm planning on doing very soon. I had to go track down a book that was over $160 that ended up, the only copy I could find online was for sale from Japan, and it was an ex-university library copy.
Of course.
This is the kind of shit I'm tracking down. It doesn't exist anywhere online for a PDF. Trust me, I've got buddies who know how to fuck to find it. They couldn't find this book. It's been out of print since the 90s. So if you guys are interested in helping me out with that, there's a coffee in the description for single time things. There's a Patreon down there, and there's also a link to the wish list to show you kind of some of the stuff that I'm looking at. If you guys do decide to pick up something off the wish list, again, there's never any pressure. I know that people are hurting right now. I will read off, as long as it's YouTube appropriate, the name that you put on it, whether it's a username or something else, and a little message at the beginning of my next edited video after I get the package. And I won't know that it's from you or even that you've gotten it until it shows up at my door, because I have it set up as a hidden wish list. So if you guys are interested in helping me out with that stuff, that's links are in the description. Jen, what do you got coming up this week?
I wanted to say goodnight to Witch because Witch is getting off, and I may not be in the after party because I fucking feel that. I fucking feel that shit. So next Thursday I will be releasing, like I said earlier, the video on American individualism is killing our species, and this will cover everything from mask wearing to anti-vax to gun culture to colonization, and how our history and the wild approach that it's taken is now threatening us as a species and is threatening to eradicate our species from the planet. I will not be doing a live stream this Friday because I just did one last Friday, but next Friday, the 11th, I will be having Shannon Q on to talk about parenting within atheism.
That's extremely exciting. That's a big guest.
I love Shannon. She is like... Shannon, I think, is the reason that I don't go to jail a lot. Because Shannon, like, I just look at Shannon and I'm like, what would Shannon do? Shannon would not do this. Shannon would not do this. Like, do I need to turn on to Shannon right now? I love Shannon, though, and I'm super excited to have her on. I've had Shannon on another show before, and her and I giggle a lot, so it's going to be a fun one.
Heracles, if you have not checked out any of Shannon's videos, you are missing out. She is an excellent science communicator and especially does very, very well with hard conversations with people that she disagrees with. She also tackles mental health issues like a fucking
beautifully.
champ.
Yeah. Like Shannon is... Yep, Q stands for queen. Shannon Q, the Q stands for fucking queen of psychology because she's amazing.
Also, for any of you guys who followed the John Richards saga, Shannon got a face full of that bullshit too.
Like that's where I got my what would Shannon do. Shannon will be live. Shannon and I will be live. That's where I got my what would Shannon do. If I think I'm getting too far out of control was the John Richards interview. Cause I'm like, nah, I'd have lost my fucking mind. I'm like, that's where I got my what would Shannon do. I think it was the John Richards interview. But yeah. That's what's coming up for me.
Like I said, my big thing is on Thursday. I've got that video coming out. For those of you that missed it, by the way, I don't know how many of you have the notification bell turned on, but if you're a subscriber and you didn't get the notification, my very first Patreon bonus video got released on Saturday. It was on who Hades is as a god. He's damn hard to find like actual sources on because of the fact that for a good chunk of Greek history, people were afraid of even saying his name, and there's reasons behind that, and I go into that in the video. But if you guys are curious about ancient Greek mythology and praxis and cult and the way that particularly the god of the underworld was actually represented, that's a video that I worked my ass off on. It took me a month to do, and there was a reason for it.
Avion, who's that directed at? Will I be covering this? Who will be covering what situation in Victoria? I also want to talk about allyship real quick. I can't remember the question or I can't remember the answer. However, there was a question about Greek history and Greek gods on Jeopardy that I actually got right from all the shit that I'm now learning from you. I was like,
that's
amazing.
I
was like, wait, I know this.
apparently the lesson here is that if you let me ramble at you on WhatsApp, you might learn something.
Avion, we're going to be covering parenting within atheism, so I don't know why we would be covering Victoria. Thank God I can't. Like, the fucks have left my mouth rendered useless.
Yeah, you guys,
and that can be taken many ways.
If you guys hang out in my fucking Discord, like randomly I will pop in and just pop the fuck off about something, and this is a regular occurrence. Like something will make me mad, it's usually Platonism. But something will, and I will come in and I will rant, and then I'll be done, and then I'll leave again.
Avion, what I'm not sure what situation. Oh, are you talking about the I want to say there's speech laws when it comes to sexual assault victims?
Oh, God. Socialist Dragon, don't you fucking get me started. Don't you dare it.
Yeah, Fire.
Don't get me started. This show will go on for another hour.
I'm so tired, Fire. I'm so tired.
So, this is me attempting to do the wrap-up. This is why we usually try to start doing it 15 minutes beforehand, because it takes that long to say goodbye. But for, again, those of you who are part of my Discord, this is a thing that happens. Jen is the unfortunate victim who gets to talk to Allie while she's doing her research. Mm-hmm. And this is part of the reason she learns a lot more shit than goes into the videos. I will fall down a rabbit hole, and she will be right there with me.
Yep. Carpe Diem, I don't know what the fuck that means. You can keep that shit up. There's gonna be a fucking demon in my goddamn bedroom, and unless he's fucking me, he better be paying for food. Like this, you're gonna start another fucking fight here.
And Enai Helenas is what that says.
All right, what the fuck? What does that mean?
I am Greek, approximately.
No, I'm not far. I'm Italian. I'm just across the Mediterranean from you guys. So, just across. We're close, but not exactly. And if you ask Greeks and Italians, we're nowhere near close, and we all fucking hate each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fire does have a point. So, this is me actually closing out the show.
Yes.
Socialist Dragon, we don't have the time. Don't want to get me into this. I might do a stream where Jen drags me onto her channel to bitch about it at some point.
What? I'm just gonna get the fuck up and let you run it, because you know I don't talk about that shit. You know that shit bores me to fucking tears. I'm just gonna be like, so this is the Atheist Wind Down with Aliakai. I'm gonna go now. Bye. You know my and I listen to you because I know you want to get it off your chest, but you know my brain's just like. I'm like, oh, okay, honey, they're assholes. Yeah. Spirit science theory.
Even Fire knows better. Oh my gosh.
When you bring up Platonism, me and Fire go to drink. That's what we do. Me and Fire find the bar. When
solid, they're so perfect. Okay, so guys, I have such a problem with certain aspects of Platonism that there is a literal thing in my server pantheon called the Platonist body pillow, and it has the most epic description ever if you know anything about it.
Just go look in the server, hang out in the server, and you will learn why Platonists are not welcome.
Well, it's not even that Platonists aren't welcome. They're welcome as long as they don't proselytize. The problem is that most
they always do.
And every single one that has come into the server has tried, just about, except for one. There is one that has not.
Fire knows exactly what karaoke song I start singing when it comes up. It starts playing in the background, and it's Jen screaming it in karaoke.
Alright, so this is me closing out for the night. Thank you, Jen, so much for sharing some of your experiences. I hope that this is cathartic for a few other parents in the chat that have either been trying to do homeschooling or been dealing with something similar.
Need somebody to hit up, man, hit me up. I'll commiserate with you. I got you. Even if you don't want a solution, you just want somebody to fucking commiserate with. I'm here.
This is the definition of the plateless body pillow. So, thank you again, Jen, so much for coming in and commiserating a bit and sharing your problems. I hope that the collective distribution of the pain has helped. Normally, I do an after party in the after party VC in the server. Unfortunately, this week I have been dealing with some severe pain today.
Yeah,
it's part
and
of the reason
I gotta
why
be up at fucking 7, y'all. My ass hurts. My fucking back hurts.
You gotta get the collab recorded.
Right? Like if you have, and I gotta get my shit recorded, and I gotta do some shit for us. But like you ever just been so tired so long that your body aches, like you're getting sick, but you're not. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not going to be doing an after party tonight. I might pop in later tonight just to hang out, but I do not have the energy to do that tonight, and I'm sorry about that. It's pain takes it away, guys.
Yeah, really I gotta go to bed so I can stand behind my kid's camera like this as I'm teaching him shit like. If you click this, don't look at them. If you click this.
So, guys, remember always, my server is an allyship space, so is this channel. Thank you guys for chatting with us. Thank you so much for having so many people for so long. We started off with like 33 people. We got 48. We had 55, I think, at peak. You guys stuck through the entire rant.
T-Rex titties. It's the T-Rex titties that does it.
Yeah, and nobody knows the color of your eyes.
That's what it is. T-Rex titties. This move we are now calling the T-Rex titties.
So thank you. So thank you guys again, and remember, we're stronger together.